Let's talk a little bit about layer masks. So a layer mask will allow you to have a secondary image visible in only a part of your image. If you look here in the toolbar, you will see that each of these secondary layers that has a image of some kind uh, is only being visible in the area that is white in this attached section here. This is considered the layer mask for that image. It is based on a selection made from this original black and white scan. So this is what we started with, right? And every time I need to select an area into which I want to drop a texture, I can go back to this selection. And let's say, for example, I wanted to put something up in this corner. I could then either select with the quick selection tool and select that area. But then what I want to do is create a layer mask for another image. So actually, let me paste in another layer that is the brick. Okay, that's this brick. Okay, now you can see this brick is also going the wrong way, so I'm really quickly going to flip this over, flip horizontal, and now it's going the right way, more or less, for this corner. Now I only want to be able to see this within the triangle that I had selected before. I also want to make sure that this is large enough to cover up all of that area, which now it is. Quick selection, right here, easy. Now I am going to select the layer that has my brick wall, right? And I am going to blink the other layer so I can see what I'm doing. And then go up here and under layer, create a layer mask. And what I want to do is only reveal the selection area, right? So that will give me black on everywhere else, white on the area that's going to be shown, and we can only see this picture in that area. Now, if I want to move the brick picture around and change it so that it looks more like it's going down the angle of the wall, I need to disconnect this link here so that I can now manipulate just this image area. Okay, and you see how this has the white border on it? That means I'm manipulating the photo. If this is selected in white, then I am manipulating the layer mask. Okay, let me do first things first. In this editing, because I have transform controls on, I can go in and play with the transformation for distortion or for perspective, whatever is going to work best. I'm going to play with distort for a minute because I want to be able to pull these both over here, but not necessarily evenly. Maybe a little evenly. So it looks like it is heading down. Ooh, how much of that do I want to go down? Okay, we might have to do it up here a little bit. And then you can play with the height of the wall and how that fits with your vanishing point. This is why remembering that this is the horizon line is actually makes this a little trickier. But that way you can play with that without having it spill over or having to erase something and then wish you had a little bit more later and you can't get it back. This is non-destructive editing. So once I have that going at the angle that I want, roughly, I feel like I'm not quite there, but close. Then you can hit return or double click on it and that will stay. And again, if you need to then link these two back up, you can do that. If you link them and then I move this, what it does is move both the photo and the layer mask together. You might want to do that for some reason. For right now, I don't. I want to leave it right there. That's why I would do the image editing transformations after I remove the link. Okay? So you can see how all of these have the layer mask and the photo for each of these areas. Okay, this one. And you can see that goes all the way through both pictures. If I want to go up and have this fill in up here, I have some options. I could also decide that I needed to adjust the tone of this brick to better match my photo. And I'm going to do that in the adjustment layer video, which is another short video to check out.